Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. This is very interesting. And they always give you the interesting stories late on a Friday. Absolutely nobody is talking about this. The media does not care. My God, they don't care at all. Nobody's talking about this. This is Politico. This is 5:16 p.m. Eastern, June 26, 2020. Senate panel demands testimony from ex-officials in revived Biden probe. Yet another reason Hillary Clinton's going to be a nominee. The only chance, I'm not a fan, but she's the only chance the Democrats have. She could actually win. She won't. President Trump will win. But Hillary Clinton, and it sounds bizarre that I would say this, is the best chance the Democrats have to win the White House. They have no other alternative. The former vice president is a very bizarre, amusing attempt at trying to pretend this isn't a charade, which it is. But the request came from the chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, Ron Johnson. To my super chat, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Pete Solano, hello. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Eric H526. Hello, Anthony. Anthony, I'm going to look into that. Thank you. Daniel, hello. Silence, hello. Cosmic Grandpa. Hello. There's a renewed Biden probe, and nobody is talking about it. Nobody. Politico. An article by Natasha Bertrand and Andrew Desiderio. A Senate committee is re-engaging former administration officials as part of an investigation targeting the former vice president's son, demanding transcribed interviews and documents for the Republican-led probe. Former Obama administration officials. The renewed scrutiny from the House of Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee comes amid intensifying efforts by President Donald Trump to target Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee, over what the president and his allies portray as a corruption scandal that disqualifies the former vice president. I love how this is phrased. With Trump and Russia, it was never, the way they described it was never in the following manner. Democrats are targeting Trump on what they consider to be. No, Democrats are going after Trump. They're intensifying efforts based on what they consider to be suspicion regarding Trump possibly working with Russia. They never say that. Oh, okay, Democrats and their allies. They never say that. Democrats are intensifying efforts alongside their allies to target President Trump after he won the presidential election. They never explain things in that manner. It's always like, documents show, the Steele dossier shows that Trump could have worked with Russian officials and intelligence officials in a Trump campaign and this and that, and he benefited from Russian interference and all. It was just never ending. But the panel chaired by Senator Ron Johnson, and we know now it's complete and utter nonsense and garbage. The Steele dossier was not only unverified, it was complete nonsense and hearsay. Nothing was accurate in the Steele dossier. Nobody was indicted on the Steele dossier. Not even the Russian intelligence officials were indicted on the Steele dossier. They were indicted on a CrowdStrike assessment that if they ever went, they would almost certainly win the court case. The CrowdStrike assessment says that they don't have concrete evidence that Russia even infiltrated the DNC. That's what the CEO stated of the tech firm that was outsourced by Democrats. So the request this week. So here, the panel chaired by Senator Ron Johnson reached out this week to former Deputy Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, former Special Envoy for International Energy Amos Hochstein. The letter referred to him by an informal title as a former senior advisor on international energy affairs to Biden, former senior State Department official Victoria Nuland, and Catherine Novelli, and David Wade, former Chief of Staff to Secretary of State John Kerry. But now John Kerry is part of this also. A spokesperson for the committee confirmed the request this week, a follow-up from December, when the panel asked the same former officials for documents and testimony during the impeachment inquiry into Trump's Ukraine dealings. Followed the Tuesday release of former National Security Advisor's, this guy, the Homeless Walrus, his memoir, in which he confirmed that Trump withheld military assistance aid to Ukraine last year in exchange for a promise of an investigation targeting the Bidens. No, they were going to get the aid regardless. The request was a legitimate request. They were going to get the aid regardless of whether or not they investigated Biden, and that's number one. Number two, there was no evidence that he did so to target Biden unfairly. Number three, the notion that Trump would be afraid of Biden is the most hilarious, the most comedic, hilarious notion. The former vice president would lose in a landslide. That's why the only chance they have is Hillary Clinton. And I will have made the biggest political call of all time. Don't know how it happens. I have no clue. But they have late June, July, and beginning of August, or they lose in a landslide. Okay, the polls are just as accurate as when they said Clinton could win Texas. The request this week, a follow-up from, on Monday, Ukraine lawmaker Andrei Derkach, an associate of Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, with links to Russian intelligence. Notice how they literally used the dossier, purchased the dossier that was actually composed by, the dossier was written by one Russian intelligence official alongside other Russian officials and nationals. But they were so proud of that. But with Trump, it's like, Giuliani links to Russian intelligence. Literally a Russian intelligence official that is said to have helped compile the dossier, which they never should have used because guess what? Clinton purchased it. Minor detail. Pizzolano! Thank you, Pizzolano. Thank you. Pizzolano, thank you. Rudy Giuliani held a press conference to announce the release of new recordings he says he obtained of then Vice President Biden speaking to former Ukraine President Petro Poroshenko. It was the second such press conference he has held in just over a month. Okay, so the committee said the requests were part of an investigation into whether certain officials within the Obama administration had actually or apparent conflicts of interest or whether there was any wrongdoing because of Hunter Biden's role in various entities and as a board member of Burisma Holdings, according to letters the panel chief counsel sent at the time. Democrats uniformly oppose the GOP-led investigation, dubbing it an effort to boost Trump's re-election prospects. So any investigation into Trump, never a problem. It has nothing to do with boosting Democrats' election chances. But if you investigate them for obvious wrongdoing, it's like, oh my God, you're trying to cheat. You're looking at our corruption and you're saying you want to actually find out if we're corrupt or not. That's cheating. It's like, no, that's not cheating. That's doing what you do to Trump, except if there was ever a real investigation, almost certainly you'd find, I don't know, how they transferred top secret intelligence onto servers, a whole bunch of interesting things. Yes, the former vice president withheld $1 billion in loan guarantees, and that was just coinky-dink. Pizzolano! I want everyone to match $5 because HA is one of the best alternative news sources on YouTube. Yes! Pizzolano! Thank you, Pizzolano. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526. Pete, have a fantastic Fantastic weekend, Pete Solano. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, Pete. And thank you for always watching. And like I always say, Pete and everybody here, Pete Solano, be here, ladies and gentlemen, on November 3rd. Luke St. Martin, Eric H526, Pete Solano. Trump is the 85 Bears. The Democrats are the 85 Patriots. The Democrats are Jerry Nadler's softball team against Dan Hampton and Steve McMichael and Richard Dent and Mike Ditka, Mike Singletary. And you have Paul Ryan's 4-6 defense. And the fridge. And the defensive backs were great. Gary Fensick, he was great. Dan Hampton, Steve McMichael. Wilbur Marshall was the man. I mean, they were just, that had to be Ron Rivera, was it Mike Singletary? Otis Wilson was the man. That had to be one of the great teams, if not the best team of all time. Well, I think they're the best team of all time with Walter Payton. Walter Payton was, you could say, Jim Brown and Walter Payton and Jerry Rice. If you said either of the three were the best football player, or Barry Sanders were the best football player of all time, I don't think you'd get that big of a disagreement. Cosmic Grandpa taking Pete Solano's $5 match challenge. Good Friday night, HA. Thank you, Cosmic Grandpa. Thank you, Cosmic Grandpa, Pete Solano. I'm just talking about the 85 Bears. Trump is the 85 Bears, and they're investigating Hunter again. It's starting again slowly. The issue, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. I can continue to read this, but they want information on why President Obama's administration allowed Hunter Biden to serve on the board of directors of Burisma. That's the issue. And Ron Johnson has done a lot more than Lindsey Graham ever has, just from this. But this is how I know, because she's the only chance they have. She could actually win. If President Trump falls for any traps, Clinton could win. But President Trump will defeat Clinton again. And I will have made the biggest political call of all time, ladies and gentlemen. But if President Trump does not win, say goodbye to John Durham, say goodbye to William Barr, say goodbye to Senator Johnson and his probe, say goodbye to whatever Lindsey Graham might do in the future, probably nothing, but who knows. Say goodbye to any investigation of all the people, about 15 to 20 people, that set up and framed President Trump. You can kiss that all goodbye. That's how I know they're not going to go with the second string QB. That's how I know. They ain't going to go. That's right, Chris. Fridge was an amazing fullback. Kevin, hello. Mrs. Marks, hello. Wally Pop, hello. Carl, hello. Shabbat Shalom, Carl. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. But, that's right, Super Bowl Shuffle. But I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think people understand this. Hillary Clinton could become president. If President Trump does not take the Clinton campaign seriously, because however they're going to transfer it, Biden has no chance. I don't care what the polls can say tomorrow that he's up by 25,000. And they would be just as accurate as the polls in 2016. When you had people saying Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. Do you understand, based on polls? The polls are completely irrelevant. And they're completely not only irrelevant, but they're always inaccurate. And maybe a day before, 2 days before, 3 days before, they have some relevance. But, I mean, you have apoplectic, hysterical media coverage blaming Trump for everything that's not his fault. And then they say, well, Trump's down 15 points. Well, what do you expect? What do you expect? Generally, you have people who are, you have more Republicans, more Democrats than Republicans being questioned. Mark Skog! Ditka's Bears the best. 1980s NFL Golden Age. Oh, yeah. I would say 80s for sure, and the 90s. Love the 90s. Mark Skog, thank you. Mark Skog, Ditka's Bears were amazing. They should have won more than one championship. But I think after 85, Walter Payton retired, 2 years after. So, Mark Skog, thank you. Mark Skog. Pete Solano, thank you. You created this. Pete Solano. Cosmic Grandpa. Bucolic Buffalo. Mark Skog, thank you very much. Can't forget Willie Gault, Super Bowl and organizing team for Super Bowl Shuffle. That's right. Willie Gault, he was an Olympian. Bucolic Buffalo. Willie Gault was an Olympian, right? Willie Gault. Olympics. He was awesome. He was great. And you Jim McMahon. I mean, yeah, that team was so good. That team was so good. That was an amazing team. I don't see any. I mean, if you took the 85 Bears and any one of the Brady, Patriot, Super Bowl champion teams, I don't know if the Patriots would win a game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But if you put the 85 Bears versus the best Brady Patriots team, I mean, they're going to go after Brady every down. They would be like a better version of the New York Giant teams and the Giant teams were amazing that beat the Patriots. Bucolic Buffalo. Bucolic Buffalo, thank you. But Senate panel demands testimony from ex-officials in revived Biden probe. You better believe Johnson has insisted that the investigations have nothing to do with the election. They're still investigating President Trump. They want to investigate President Trump for William Barr. They want to investigate William Barr for firing a New York Southern District prosecutor, but that's not going to interfere with the election. So, I mean, how does that work? Did the Mueller probe interfere with the midterms? They already knew they found nothing. They knew they had nothing. I mean, it's like all they do is interfere in elections, Democrats, in every way possible, their own primaries as well. Pete Solano! Remember, everyone, we have a $5 challenge going on. Let's make it a good Friday for HA. Pete Solano, thank you so very much, Pete. Pete Solano, thank you very, very, very much, Pete. Greatly appreciated. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Panzer Esquire. America, or is it Or is it not cool? America will always be amazing and awesome and hip and cool and awesome. Thank you. Panzer Square, thank you. Pete Solano, thank you again. Very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. So they're starting, slowly but surely, they're starting an investigation into, they're restarting the investigation. This is actually important. They're restarting the investigation into Hunter. So you can best believe that the media will not cover this with a 10-foot pole. You have people in their late 20s, mid 30s, who see Trump as this existential, like he's the antithesis of political correctness. He's the antithesis of the whole cancel type of hysteria going on. He's the antithesis of everything decent that millennial journalists believe in, or everything that millennial journalists believe in. Trump is the antithesis, the absolute antithesis. So, I mean, you better believe that this election is going to be a lot more, ladies and gentlemen, than just, oh, you're voting. Who are you voting for? Oh, okay. It's going to be, if President Trump loses, media, corrupt intelligence officials, Hollywood, Democrats who cheat all the time, just ask Bernie Sanders. Actually, don't ask Bernie Sanders. He won't tell you anything. He'll be like, oh, they didn't cheat me. It was Russia. They will have won. But see, the interesting thing is that if President Trump wins, and he will win, I don't see it. First of all, Trump would win in a landslide. Like, not just, it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. And they know this. The DNC spokeswoman with Bill Hemmer on Fox News even stated that. So, the DNC spokeswoman on Fox News even stated that. Maddie, UK deplorable! Maddie, I have to say, I was skeptical when you first put it out there last year when Hillary was going to run again this year, but looking at it now, there is no way they are going to place their lives in this club. Maddie, UK deplorable. Exactly, Maddie. Panzer, thank you. Media will not cover a 10-foot pole. A 10-foot pole, yeah, exactly. Maddie, UK deplorable. Thank you so very much. Maddie, UK deplorable. First of all, thank you for watching. To my viewers in the UK, Maddie, everybody, thank you. I think that you're 100% right, Maddie, UK deplorable. And there's no way that it would be like Tyson Fury versus Jerry Nadler. Or it would be like Tyson Fury versus a New York Times journalist. Trump being Tyson Fury. Biden being the New York Times journalist. If you put Tyson Fury in the ring with Eric Swalwell or whatever, any of the Beto O'Rourke, it would be a championship match between Beto O'Rourke and Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. I don't think it's going to work out well for Beto. They're not going with Biden. Maddie, UK deplorable. 100% right. They're not. First of all, if you lost $50, even if you're a millionaire, you'd be like, I lost $50. I mean, I am a millionaire, but still, like, that's a lot of money. If you lost $100, you'd be like, what? How did I lose this? The $100. If you lost $200, you'd be like, I lost $200. If you lost $1 billion betting on the exhumed body, the former vice president who communicates like one also, I think you'd be upset. They're not going to do that. Matty UK deplorable. I agree 100% with you. Chris Gerhardt, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Greatly appreciate it. Eric H526. Hello, everyone. I like the awesome haircut. Thank you. Keep up the awesome work. I'm looking forward to the membership, and I'm uploading 3-hour gaming video. Everybody subscribe to Eric H526's channel. He's awesome. If you're into gaming, subscribe to Eric H526's channel. Thank you. Anthony, I do. He's awesome. I would love to. I would love to. Eric H526, thank you. Maddie, thank you again, and I agree with you. Thank you so much also for your support. J-Man, mask lower, oxygen below ocean. Wow. J-Man, yeah, it's true. I see people like running with them, and I'm like, I understand what the governor said, but it's like, I don't get how decrease in oxygen is normal. Wally Pop! Matching Pete's $5 challenge. Thank you for making the news fun and for your insightful commentary. Great haircut, by the way. Thank you. Thank you, Wally Pop. Thank you, Wally Pop. Greatly appreciated. J-Man, I know, it's very bizarre. I cannot breathe well in my mask. I can't breathe well. I'm always like... Wally Pop, thank you. Eric H526. Maddie, I don't see them... I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm waiting. I think what they're going to do is if they pick Kamala Harris, if they pick Val Demings, then Wally Pop, thank you again. Then the people are going to say you picked a former police chief. Okay. Which, by the way, the New York Times, TikTok grandma who helped tank Trump rally. No, it didn't tank. They're so delusional. It's unbelievable. They're so delusional. It's unbelievable. It's so unbelievable. Their lives are predicated upon cutting Trump down to size when they lose again. It's going to be stunning. You have Atlanta's mayor. There was just a horrible tragedy in Atlanta. So that makes, and then mayors aren't really like, you look at Sarah Palin, mayors don't really make the best vice presidents. Then you have Kamala Harris who called out Joe Biden for his horrible past. The only woman left is Elizabeth Warren, which will be, oh my God, so amazing. Will Carter! You got to do an official, I called it first, the Golden Movement will run 2020 t-shirt. I will buy and distribute a dozen. You demand HA. Thank you, Will Carter. Thank you, Will Carter. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm just waiting. Every day I'm waiting. I'm waiting, Will. I think that, I don't know. I don't know who the VP is going to be. I can only tell you that they're going to try, like, for example, everything they do is going to try to lure Trump into some kind of battle, like beef. So they're going to, if they pick Elizabeth Warren, then he's going to say, DNA test, And then they're going to be like, hey, did you see what Trump said with the DNA test? Oh my God, he's such a villain. And even the left is going to make fun of Elizabeth Warren. Because although she might think that she's a woman of color, she's not. So, I don't know. You have the police chief. Then you have the senator who called out Biden for working with segregationists. Then you have the woman who failed her DNA test. So I don't know what they're going to do. I have no clue what they're going to do. The only thing I know is that it's going to be Hillary Clinton's choice. Will Carter, thank you again. It's going to be amazing. Clinton's going to lose again unless, I mean, she has a chance to win. I will say that. Hillary Clinton is the only chance Democrats have. The only chance. Biden would be a landslide defeat, which would be fantastic, actually. Deep down, I'm okay with the prediction not happening because then it would be the 85 Bears versus I don't even know what. Cali boy! If everybody wore a Trump 2020 mask, it would no longer be meant. Pretty much. We're pretty much. J-Man, we're racist. We're breathing in the clouds. To some Democrats, J-Man, thank you. Cali boy, pretty much. You know, Trump should say that, like, you know, he should say something that Democrats should do, and then they'll do the opposite. He should start trolling right now. Be like, hey, you know, here's the compilation of the former vice president. And then Twitter will be like, this is against our policies. This is against, I just want to let you know. Like, don't you love, like, the social media? Like, we put a disclaimer on Trump's message, so don't be deceived by the great deceiver, the orange deceiver of madness and chaos. We put a disclaimer. Please be safe, everybody. Don't listen to Trump. Don't take Drano to cure your ailments. That's what he said, right? Will Carter, thank you very much. I think I'm going to try to do something like that. Will Carter, thank you. Maddie UK deplorable. I agree 100% with you. They're not going with Biden. I called this in 2017. They're not going with Biden. But we have to say, come on, man. Ever been to a Democratic caucus? I was one. Hey now, Biden. We're gonna look back at this, and I swear to God, still people won't give me credit. That's why I say it every day. I swear to God, they'll be like, we already knew. I mean, who could take Biden seriously? The whole planet. I don't know. Whoever he picks for vice president is going to be tarnished by the Biden slime. It's basically standing next to, like, Weekend at Bernie's exhumed body. It'll be Weekend at Biden's. I want them to pick a police chief with a history of, the department has a history of excessive force. CNN, I love it. Val Deming's record as police chief cuts both ways. As Biden's running mate search intensifies. What? Biden's running mate search intensifies? What does that even mean? Yes. CG3SSF. Put in a little Andre the Giant also. Yes. What does that even mean? The search intensifies. Anybody that you pair up with Biden is not going to be good. That's why Clinton it'll be good with, like, even though I'm not a fan, Hillary Clinton with Val Demings, Hillary Clinton with Elizabeth Warren, Hillary Clinton with Kamala Harris, that will be a good, ticket for Democrats. And if they love Biden now, imagine if they with how much they would love Hillary. Oh my God, the love. I've never knew love like this before. They're going to have so much love. The love. And I'll be there. I will give the most love. You have no idea. See, I'm different from them. They're like, Trump, no. Me, I'm like, Hillary, yes, she's the best. That's the difference between me and Democrats. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel sorry for anyone but the former vice president picks, just because, do you want to be near him? Within, like, arm's length? Do you want to be within a... Josh, let me give you my touch. My love. My love. He's like... I love when they're like... David Axelrod the other day, he was like, yeah, he's just such a good, decent, wholesome person. Oh, he's so good and nice. He's such a nice person. Let me count the ways that this guy is such a great, nice person. Let's see. Libya, the people of Libya thank him. Tara Reid, big fan of the former vice president. Ukrainian energy companies, big fans. We can go on forever. I just want to give you this wholesome touch. Can I give you a touch? No thanks, Joe. That's quite all right. Ladies and gentlemen, first, Pete Solano, thank you so very much. Thank you so much, Pete. Folks, it's happening every single day. There's a little chip in the Titanic. I think they have to hit 10 icebergs before they say, you know what, maybe we should, send the lifeboats to the Madam Secretary cruise, riverboat cruise. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Jimbo. Thanks, HA. Have a great weekend. Sign me up. Jimbo, thank you. Thank you, Jimbo. I will give the link for the membership to people. Jimbo, thank you so much. Everyone, Will, thank you. Maddie, thank you. Everyone here. Pete Solano, thanks for starting it off. I really appreciate that, Pete. Thank you. Everybody, have a safe and wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow morning. And check out and subscribe right now to H.A. Goodman's other channel. The link is below. And share my Times of Israel article, Hillary Clinton, not Biden, will be nominee, and my Huffington Post article written in 2017, Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. Thank God he's a great president. And if you want to support my voice long term, ladies and gentlemen, my Patreon is below. Thanks, everybody. Have a great, great evening. Thank you again, everyone. Jimbo, thank you. Pete Solano,